Everybody, I am back today with Caitlin for our Summer of Stories video series. I'm going to be working in my mini album where I'm documenting my summer stories. I'm going to be working with my H2KAKWS style mega summer kit, which you probably are maybe sick of. Maybe. I'm not sick of it yet. I'm loving it. All right. So I just pulled a couple of things from this kit. I've been adding off and on some letter stickers, and when I use some letter stickers that match the kit, I kind of keep them together with the kit just to see if I can use up some letter stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. I am just using some cut apart pieces, so I'm not using all of my summer kit. I just grabbed some of the Amy Tangerine Picnic in a Park, the 6x8 paper pad, some of the hybrid kind of cut aparts and die cuts that I made. And the first spread we are going to be documenting today is a photo of Andre on the porch, because if it's not too hot, Andre and I sit on the porch and watch the sun go down. If it's not too hot. It's hot a lot, but sometimes it's not too hot. So sometimes we get to go outside and sit on the porch. And as we go into a fall and it gets cooler, we'll definitely be doing more of that. So I have a little cut apart piece that says, "A perfect day in every way." And I think that that's a really perfect sentiment for this photo. I added some journaling to that other little cut apart piece that I put there. Trimmed off that little banner that I have under my photo. I'm just going to kind of make kind of like a ribbon end to that extra piece of paper and tuck it underneath. Now I'm just going to grab some of my summery florals. I'm going to tuck them into these three little corners on the layout and glue them down, and that's where we're going to call this first spread done. So super simple, but also colorful and summery, and document something that happens quite often during the summertime, hanging out with the pup on the porch and watching the sun go down. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these three little flower clusters together. I'm kind of tucking them in around where my journaling is and up at the corners. I don't like naked corners. No, that kind of sounds odd, but it's true. I don't like naked corners. So when I have two cut apart pieces, a photo and a plate and something, I want to fill it in. All right, next spread. I have another picture of me on the porch reading, which is something that we also happens a lot around here. I am using this bright, colorful pattern paper, and I'm going to fussy cut some of these hearts. If you're a new subscriber and you don't know this, I'm a huge reader of books. I love to read, and I read quite often on my iPad through the Nook app. So I'm just marking with a pencil where my page will stop and start, because since I made this mini book myself, I bound it myself, all that kind of stuff, I'm having a bit of a hard time figuring out I know what size I was supposed to make the pages, but I feel like they didn't at the end of the day, because this was like the first book that I bound myself. I feel like some of the pages are off, so I've been kind of just measuring them as I put this book together. The book isn't falling apart. It's perfectly bound. It's just the pages are maybe a little wonky, and that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this cute little floral paper, and then I'm going to fussy cut some of these hearts and kind of tuck them into the corners. And then this is my picture here. Oh, I didn't do the hearts yet. Hold on. We have to do the hearts. I got ahead of myself. So what I'm doing is I took 5 hearts. So I took 3 from this paper that are like the light pink, the bright pink, and the orange. And then I'm also going to grab the papers that are a little bit more like green or blue toned. In my photo, you can see that my iPad case is like that light pink color, but then I'm wearing like a blue aqua colored shirt. So I wanted to kind of pull both those colors in a little bit, and this was a great way to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead, fussy cut the hearts. I used my tiny attacher to kind of staple two of them together, and then I'm going to pop them down, and then I'm going to use my tiny attacher on the other side too. But I love this bright floral pattern paper, and I didn't want to cover it up too much, so I'm going to kind of leave it just like this on show, beautiful, bright, adorable, and then move on to the other side, where I'm just going to take a nice strip of this kind of cool green aqua color, and I'm going to put it down the right side of my page. I'm going to do the same thing, fussy cut these two little hearts, just the two of them. And then I am going to go ahead and use my tiny attacher. If you were part of our spending freeze during over in the Rediscover Your Stash group, you know that right at the beginning of June, my tiny attacher broke. But I waited until like the 10th of July to buy to replace my tiny attacher. I wanted to make sure it was as useful as I thought it was in my craft room, and sure enough, I have missed not having it. So it was definitely, it's definitely as useful as I thought it was. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to staple my hearts and pop my photo up. I didn't realize you could see where I hurt my hand so much on this video, or I would have covered it up with a Band-Aid, but that's okay. It's all good. It's just two little scratches. Maybe looks worse on camera than it does even kind of in person. So I am going to go ahead and do my title for this spread. My title for this spread is going to just be Summer Reading, because when summertime is generally when I read most of what I read for the whole year. And now I think I just add a little bit of like a floral cluster below. I have that kind of gappy place. I don't like gappy places below my title. I just want to fill that in with something tiny and small. So I'm going to grab these florals, because I know in one of these clusters right there is like these little pink flowers and then just a little bit of that same kind of minty colored leaf. And so I decide I can kind of just put that in, not the whole cluster, you won't see the whole cluster, just that little bit that has the two colors that are in my spread. And it helps to kind of fill in that little cluster underneath my photo. And that's what we're going to call this second spread done. So 2 little spreads in my Summer of Stories mini book. Really cute and fun spreads, nothing too complicated, and I love them. I think that they turned out really, really good. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to head over to Caitlin's channel and check out what she has for her Summer of Stories layout, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.